What is up, gang? Welcome back to another new installment of Ink and Insights, episode 49. We're one away from 50 for the big anniversary. We got to pull all the bells and whistles out. What do you got planned for us, bro?
Oh, confetti, raining from the ceilings, balloons.
Ponies? Are we going to have ponies?
Maybe. I've heard that there's a weight restriction for ponies, and this guy right here, I don't know if I'm gonna
I could definitely cripple a pony right now. No problem. No problem.
I'd be like John Candy riding that donkey in the great outdoors, man. That ain't gonna
happen. There you go. Good to see you again, man. I'm sorry I missed last night. You guys had a great show over there, though. Had Nick on. Not as great as a host as your boy. But what are you gonna do when you gotta go to the minors and get the
pulling up that fresh talent,
Exactly. Get the rookie who might have something. Obviously, he's not an established vet like me, but I'm just kidding, man. Y'all did a great job. Great show over there. Talking about all sorts of things. I love how the conversation went in all sorts of different directions last night. So it was a great show. But how you been, bro?
I've been pretty good. Got my books today. Got less read than I wanted to, but I don't know. It feels like it's just one of those kind of weeks, man. It's gonna be whatever. I'm gonna have to put the work in, all right. And every once in a while, I gotta do that, right? Remind myself that this ain't a game all the time. So I'm excited for that too. Kind of, whatever. Got to pump the iron of some of these comics.
Absolutely.
How about you, though?
I'm good. I can't. It's up and down lately. But I'm glad to be here with you talking comic books. There's a lot going on in the world, so I'm happy to kind of stick my head in the proverbial sand, as it were, and just get away and talk about some of our favorite comics, man. So, yeah, let's say what up to the chat and all these other fine people who have decided to do the same with us tonight.
Sounds good.
We got Nick signing off right away. What is up, bro? Yeah, I couldn't take too much of that other guy either.
He's a lot. Oh, whoops.
Bob in the building. Bob, what up? Good to see you as always, sir. Hope you're doing well. Rooster in the house. Rooster, what up, fellas? Hope everybody's doing well, having a good Wednesday. Thank y'all for coming out as always. It's so good to see y'all. Man, we gotta talk about Deadpool Batman, guys. I've been hearing things. Haven't got to it yet, but
great choice on covers, though, Bob. Absolutely. Yes. Excellent choice of covers.
Daniel Warren Johnson cover is no joke. Hell yeah. Dude, great call, Bob. I recommend shout out to Nick for putting me on. Our boy's already got a video out there. He don't waste no time. Not wasting any time with it. Just so be on the lookout for that if you guys want to see, all the goodies in that. But incredible jumbo. What would you call that guy? A guy jumbo sized edition? What are they calling those things officially? Artist proofs or something like that?
I've heard, some of them call them artist proofs. DC's calling it the work in progress copies. But yeah, I mean they're larger than large, right? Magazine size. If you're griping about a magazine size box to hold your books in, get ready, because this is a different world altogether.
It's glorious, man. And I love this initiative from DC and from Image, because they did it with what's it called? Sacrificers, right?
Giant Generator did it with Sacrificers, Deadly Class. I believe they did one for 7 to Eternity as well, which, come on, like Jerome Opeña, let's freaking go. Give that to me all day.
Amen. Oh, hell yeah. So it's a Giant Generator thing.
I think so. Yes.
That's awesome. But yeah, incredible. Y'all check that out. Dragotta in black and white and all his process work, and see him putting that book together for issue 1.
Mine's right back here.
Oh yeah, definitely caught that, guys. There we go. Look, hit that video up if you need further inspiration to do so. Yeah, man, it's been a wild couple of weeks, bro. It really has. It takes. I think what I learned this lesson the hard way. I feel like every time around, but it takes that silent toll on you to where it catches up on you in ways that you don't see or can anticipate or really prepare for. So I hope all of y'all are taking care of yourselves out there, mind, body, and spirit, because day to day is no joke these days. So love y'all. Stay safe out there, man. Take care of yourselves.
Yes, sir.
Brewster got No Man's Land, Battle Beast, and New Gods. Hell yeah, bro. Good picks all.
Yeah.
Excited for that New Gods. Can't wait for that. Nick says No Man's Land was great. Cool build up so far. Hell yeah. I got to check that one out.
Yeah, I'll be diving into that tonight.
Oh yeah. And he's got a large version of the recount.
You know what? Get out of here, Nick. Jeez, always got to be bragging. What else do you got? You probably got a video for it too.
Yeah, right.
This guy.
Before we get into our future books of the night, dude, I'll go ahead
I'm gonna cut you off right here. You're done, Stu. You're done talking because I'm taking over. Worth mentioning. It's me. It's my show now. Man, there were a lot of. Okay, so last week was an interesting week. I feel like there was amongst the reviewers out there was really no, really slam dunk pick. It wasn't everyone picking the same book. Sometimes we get that a little bit, and it's just so obvious that it's everyone's just boom, it's this. Not this time. It was spread the wealth. But that also meant that there was a lot of really cool books where you kind of really had to pick and choose, and there was a lot of contenders out there, right? Redcoat was one of those contenders out there. This is kind of the kickoff of us getting back into what feels like more of the original storyline for Redcoat. It feels like we're going back to the storytelling mechanisms that we got with that first arc with Albert Einstein, because we're dealing more so with, DC. We're dealing with the White House being burned down by British invaders. Simon is there with Molly Davidson, taking the painting of George Washington out of the White House. It was really cool. It was a fun adventure story that's, drew back on those those mechanisms that we got from that first arc. And I really kind of dug that because I feel like we're now going to get out of the episodic nature of the book and back into a flowing story. So that was pretty cool. David Pepose, though, dude, he's doing just the licensed comic king right now, because Space Ghost is amazing. If you just want a really good action adventure story that feels classic in the same way that a Chris Claremont X-Men book feels classic, however written for a newer audience, get Space Ghost. Get Space Ghost in your life. It's just that good. Racer X too, though. Our boy Mark Russell, who we had the pleasure of interviewing back when Traveling to Mars was just finishing up here. Racer X. I've been enjoying, again, David Pepose doing his work on Speed Racer, but Racer X dropped. And I was like, do we need a spinoff? Do we need something from this licensed property where the title character is supposed to be mysterious, but he's not really mysterious? Yeah, we kind of do, because the story was fun, but the artwork was really good. It was I don't like playing the comparison game, but we kind of have to here. And if I had to choose between Speed Racer and Racer X might take the gold here in the race for artwork.
I think I'm with you at that one. I love how kinetic it was, man. It was great.
I kind of like that gritty artwork. I don't want it to be clean and precise. I don't want it to look like an animation cell. Give me the grit. That's what I want. Yeah. Conan, though. So did you read Conan?
No, sir.
Okay. Conan was my pick of the week here. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched my video. Conan kind of puts a bow on the portion of this story where Conan was held prisoner by the Stygians and has to team up with Zula, and they have this uneasy alliance where they're kind of going tit for tat a little bit. I'll help you if you help me, and Conan gets kind of stabbed in the back a little bit because of that, but not all the way. They still kind of do away with some of the bad guys, but I feel like it sets the stage for the next Conan event in a really good way. And Jim Zub has done that, even when it was building up to the Black Stone event that he had last year. It feels like we're kind of doing the same thing, and he was really successful in that. Seems the same way here. So Conan did it for me through and through.
Oh yeah, man. So you looking forward to it, to Racer X? Out of all these new kind of properties that Dynamite has going, or is it Racer X is Mad Cave, isn't it?
Yeah, Racer X is Mad Cave.
But all of I guess all these new reboot properties, Space Ghost and the like. What has been your Captain Planet? All these. What has been your favorite thus far?
It's got to be Space Ghost. I feel like, yeah, because it still gives you that It makes me kind of like yearn for the days where I was a kid reading those comic books, but it doesn't write down to the reader either. So it's like it gives you that feeling, gives you that nostalgia, but it's not anything that's writing for a different kind of audience. It's not YA necessarily, but it could be read by someone that is of a younger age as well. So it
Sure.
just fits a lot of Venn diagrams in a really good way.
Yeah. Done a great job keeping the creative team on that book consistent too.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, Jonathan Lau. I didn't even talk about his artwork. We talked about the grittiness that we got in Racer X. He brings
hell yeah,
that
dude.
grit and realism to Space Ghost as well. You ain't getting coast to coast on this. That's not the game he's playing.
That's the truth. Um, all right, hell yeah. Good books all. Let's get into tonight's books, folks. Real quick. Hold on. I want to say what up to Omega came through. What up, bro? Doing
What
well, my
up?
bro. Glad to see you. Thank you for coming through. Hope you are doing well.
Yeah.
Omega asks, has Conan ever been in space? Has he been in space? Anybody know?
I mean, you have to. I mean, he was a pimp at one time. For God's sake, he had to have been to space too. I mean, it's bound to happen here.
That was a
I'm not
great
sure if
what if. Great what
yeah,
if issue.
exactly. We also got Phelps hanging with us too. I'm not sure
Oh,
if we
Phelps, I'm sorry
shouted
I
him up,
missed you.
man.
James, what up, man? Good to see you. Hell yeah. Thanks for coming
Also,
through, dude.
I want to give a special shout out to Omega and Flash by Night in my comments for last night's video as well. While we ended up talking about the act of reviewing comics, the comments for that video divulged into Transformers in a big bad way. So thank you to both of you for helping my numbskull figure out exactly what was happening in Transformers. But we might talk about that a little bit tonight in tonight's comics.
Yeah. Shout out to Flash. He was like basically like, yeah, I listened to you guys talk about Transformers and just cackle to myself for all the
Yeah,
things
it's like, oh, you wonderful idiots, you.
all the things that are going over your head. I know it's got to be rough. Fable too, man. It's got to be
Oh
rough.
yeah, yeah. He's probably just cringing,
Uh,
just biting his lip.
oh yeah. Codan 2099. Now we're fucking talking, dude. Now we are talking, brother. Oh yeah, it does, Rooster. Sounds like a great bootleg bitch. I love that.
I got to make a
Oh,
note
great
of that.
idea.
I'm gonna draw that. I might get the itch to draw something here.
Dude, that'd be think about that. How fun would that character design be, man?
Oh, it'd be amazing. I'm gonna give Panosian a run for his money. I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
Conan
dude.
in space. Got it.
Conan 2099 as fuck. All right. First book of the evening is Superman Kryptonite Spectre #2 from the Ice Cream Man team of the entire team: W. Maxwell
Mhm.
Prince, Martin Morazzo, Chris O'Halloran, and good old Neon. The squad comes together for issue 2. We got Cobalt, Kryptonite, and in the works. We start off here with a little bit of a flash forward, and then we go back in time, and we see that it's basically Kaiju Soups burning down the city. He's tangling with Atom Smasher there. We got Bruce and Diana in the mix. Things have gone horribly wrong with our Cobalt Kryptonite testing, right?
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
So we go back in time and we see these guys tested it on him, and I love this sequence, right? Yeah, him just ballooning up out of the Fortress of Solitude. Initially, he's walking around with him at, he has gotten to a great height, but nothing like this. But it just takes off, and they know that they're going to be all over the radars of all the major world powers, and they're going to wonder why this kaiju soups here is here. And so I love this was very Clark. I thought I'm gonna fly to Metropolis and just explain it to everybody. You know what I mean? Like
It's like good
they'll
old
understand.
Midwestern sensibility.
Exactly,
Well, gee
exactly.
golly.
And of course, like Lex, you know, grabs onto this decision and doubles down, deciding to attack him with red kryptonite, basically turn him into um, evil, mean kaiju Superman, and then also release chemo onto Metropolis at the same time. So again, Lex, diabolical, taking full advantage of the situation as he should. I love the way they write him in this book, man. It's so great, and it's the perfect villain for that type of framework that that kind of world that they live in, and also and each of these, I hate to keep like liking it back to Ice Cream Man, but I'm just reminded of the book
Well,
in such a
yeah,
unique, beautiful way in each of these issues. The first issue, it came about with those flashbacks with Lois of her breaking up with him, and
yep,
I'm at this stage of my life and stuff like that, and time all out of whack and all that. And this one, it was when he was kaiju soups and the things he was saying,
hmm
to Adam Smasher, and like just the his general like growl, I guess, and his verbiage when he was like trouncing all over town. But yeah, if we'll before we get to the climax of the issue, bro, what did you think about the setup, Cobalt, and then things going awry here? What was your feelings about it?
I mean, I like that the setup in this one was a little bit more obvious than the introductory issue, because you really as a reader had to figure out what was going on. This was like right on the nose. Like Superman gets big, Superman gets angry. Thank you. That
Yeah,
was very clear, very concise. What I did like was the personification of all these characters. Like you had mentioned, the G golly whiz of Superman, just kind of being like, well, let's go tell them what's going on here. Let's make sure that they're all in the know so that nobody gets the wrong idea about giant Superman. But I really like billionaire Lex Luthor attitude, where he's basically just threatening people by saying like, oh, it's okay, I'll revoke your 401k. Come at me, bro. Like what, like he's so, I don't want to say wonderfully dickish, but like it feels so very true to the character that is being conveyed, like both as Lex Luthor, but as also like just a rich prick. Like, I mean, that it just seems so much him. And it was like a perfect encapsulation of all that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Bob asked who was Chemo. Chemo was new to me until this issue. I'm assuming it was the same for you. I think he
Yeah.
might be a new invention, but I could be wrong on that.
I feel like I remember seeing that character. It feels something, it was probably something that they're drawing on from DC history, because there's something about it that feels very Morrison. Not that Morrison created him, but something that Morrison would
Yes,
totally draw on and be like, yeah, let's throw
absolutely.
Chemo out there. Like, yeah, let's do that.
So true. Rooster says lots of Alice in Wonderland nods that went over my head until now.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that was like kind of the framing device of the entire thing. Like, because Batman kept saying that phrase over and over, and I can't remember now, the phrase is escaping me, but it was the unanswerable question that the Mad Hatter throws out there.
yeah. There's our boy. I love this. I love this design by Morazzo.
It's so simple.
It is, but
Yeah, it's
it's great. Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Here's Kaiju Soups wreaking havoc, right?
yeah.
Um, yeah. And I love how he tells him here. What does he say? Like something like, "You'll learn eventually. Home hurts." I just going back and forth. Finally, Batman is able to put together this kryptonite cannon and uh, shrink Soups back down. Um, when he comes to and realizes what's going on, he heads on over and he downs Chemo, dude. He drinks them all up. This turns him into basically Superboy, and the end of the issue has Billy Batson, Captain Marvel arriving.
Yeah.
None other
Holy
than
cheese
Shazam.
whiz.
Jesus, is that Superboy? But yeah, hell of an ending. I love this bit when Superman takes off and I think Wonder Woman or one of them asks, where is he going? What is he going to do? And Batman's like, what he always goes to do. He's going to take the hit so the rest of us don't have to. Like I love how he came out of the evil monstrosity that he was. I mean, he's immediately back to business, right? Like doing
Yeah.
something that is so insane and unthinkable. You don't think he could possibly pull it all. So, um, such a wild and bizarre ending, dude. And I can't wait to see what Shazam, I guess, and what that holds for the next Kryptonite.
But that's kind of the cool thing, is I feel like the book is setting itself up to be like, okay, here's Superman testing a new thing, or a thing happens to Superman, and now we get to play with another DC character as well. So it's almost like Brave and the Bold in a way, right? It's Superman with another character, another set of characters, and let's go have a wacky adventure. Like that's perfect for this creative team. And it really makes me it makes me look back, and again, just like you, to Ice Cream Man, but it really makes me think of the issue of Ice Cream Man where W. Maxwell Prince was talking about what is horror. And it doesn't make me think of the matter that happened in that book, but it made me really kind of think, okay, well, is Ice Cream Man a horror book? Because if you reconceptualize this issue and you kind of take the DC out of it and you just kind of put the circumstances in play here, it very easily could be an Ice Cream Man type book. It could be an issue of Ice Cream Man, and I wouldn't blink an eye at it, which then again kind of makes me rethink it. Is Ice Cream Man a horror book? Maybe not. Maybe yes, but maybe not though. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it is, and it isn't at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's me or you. I got nothing though. All right. Well, while we're figuring out the audio thingamabobs here, let me go ahead and get caught up on the chat. Stu, give me a sound check. 1 2 1 2.
You hear me now?
Hey, there we go. Welcome
Sorry
back,
about
bud.
that. Yeah, I guess my mic died on me. But yeah, I was just saying, like with Ice Cream Man, there's always like a little bit of glimmer of hope in it, like even no matter how dark it is. And sometimes it ends on the darkest note, like it really does. And but some of them have been so personally like relatable and just so somber and surreal, and I've connected with them in such a real way. I don't know, and I found like I loved how we kind of did that at the end here. Like we kind of got back to the basics of Soups and what he represents. So yeah,
Drinking that radioactive Slurpee. Yep.
You know it.
Yeah, it was a heck of an issue though. This is really fun, and it's kind of cool that they get to experiment with multiple kryptonites in this one too. Because I thought it was going to be very much like, here's your issue, here's your kryptonite, here's your issue, here's your kryptonite, and they're kind of playing with that a little bit. So it's kind of cool, keeping me on my toes.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's get to the chat real quick, like you wanted to do. Yeah, that's so great, dude. That's a great call.
I like how childlike he looks as his head and like body are just like, yeah, propped up in there. It looks like a kid in a high chair. That
is totally Alice. That's a great call. Yeah, the kaiju are inherently horror. Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's a good, yeah, definitely.
Speaking of which, I did look up Chemo. He is a Silver Age character, right? So he's been in publication for quite a while here. It looks like he came out and he was first a villain of DC's super team, the Metal Men. So there we go.
What does he look like? Do they have pictures of him back then? Does he look at anything like Morazzo's?
Very much the same. Yep. A big old bag of radioactivity.
Heard that. Oh, Prince is going to be in Annapolis in October. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
Come on. I don't want to meet him and don't want to meet him at the same time.
I absolutely do. You kidding me? West Coast, baby. Come on out here, Prince.
Someone says, how many assignments can I talk to about going to this year that I ultimately don't? Oh, yeah. Know the feeling, brother. Know the feeling. Yeah, I gotta look that up too. He does look like a Kool-Aid man, like for real. That's for sure.
Oh, we need that now too. We need him busting through a wall, just saying, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah." All right, moving on. Our second book of the night is going to be. Oh, I thought it was Transformers, but it's Aquaman. Your pick of the week.
Oh no, I don't think this was my pick of the week. No, Conan made my pick of the week.
Aquaman, one of your picks of the week.
It was really high up there. I think it made number 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 3? Okay, all right.
Very high up there, though. I've had a lot of fun with Aquaman. You want me to go ahead and start talking about this issue here?
Kick us off, brother.
All right. Aquaman.
Who is this dead here?
That, my friend, is Aquaman's wife, Mara.
What?
So, at the beginning of Jeremy Adams' run on this book, basically right from the jump, Atlantis poof goes away. They're gone. So that kind of like sets Aquaman out on this journey to go find out where his family has gone to find out where his land, or it's kind of hard to call it land, where his sea has gone to, where his people have gone to. So he goes through this Omega Gate, right? It is very much the Omega symbol, right? So you think it's got to be something dark side related, and you kind of think maybe he's going into the absolute universe, and we don't really know where he goes. He goes to this different dimension, but with the whole absolute power event that's happened, he has gained Mara's power of whatever the opposite of pyrokinesis would be, right? He can control water and he can control moisture and manipulate it. So he meets up with a whole band of characters, and there's this prophecy: the dark tide is coming, and the dark tide will take out the big bad threat that is basically enslaved the land. And Aquaman kind of, becomes that, right? He becomes a godlike character, and he finds Atlantis, and he finds his family, albeit much different. They've been aged up. Like they must have been surviving in this portion of wherever the heck they ended up going, either for a very long time and then Aquaman caught up, or there was something that was manipulating time and it aged them up. We don't know what that is yet. But Mara ends up passing away, and the child that they have is now basically a late teen, going into adulthood type character who is now just kind of meeting her father for the first time. So there's some really cool dynamics there, and we're also drawing on some historical things too, like of all side characters to have for Aquaman, Captain Nemo and him team up, which is like,
dude, that was so dope to see.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because that's how I felt about it. I'm like, this could be so cheesy and so silly, and it's kind of not. It's really, really cool. The biggest revelation that we get from this, though, is that there's this new entity, if you will, right? We know about Swamp Thing's lore and his connection to the thing that they call the green, right? The nature, his ties to it. What we're now realizing is that there's a counterpoint to that, the blue, which is all the aquatic based kind of things. And now Aquaman is tapped into that, which is kind of like the whole dark tide prophecy. It's kind of what's given him his power up, right? His level up, if you will. So
funny you should say that, right on time for It's Just the Little Things. I love this moment when he tries to explain it to the team in the Justice League Watchtower when he arrives back on Earth in this issue. I've become something else. The power of an infinite number of oceans flows through me. Batman, just being Batman. Also on Brad here, we should run some tests.
Yeah.
He wants to get to the bottom of what's going on. And I love when Arthur walks away later to go to his room or whatever, Batman's like, what? Batman's suspicious, right? He wants to know what's going on here. Anyway, sorry to interrupt, but
no. To be fair, though, I'm just going to go ahead and say there was a time in my late teens, early 20s where I also held the power of an infinite number of oceans, but it was really due to the fact that I've had one too many natty lights and I didn't want to break the seal. But I'm just saying, was I tapped into the power of the blue at that time? Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Nice. That was great. But yeah, so this one, what happens? They leave this daminal. What does Arthur call it at the beginning? This daminal world behind, right? And
yes.
they return back to Earth. Through the help of they also have that ancient magician with them, right? I love this. I love this crew he's got. Hold on, I had a picture of him in here. There we are. There's the squad. He's got he's got all sorts. Awesome. Yeah, it is. He's got one of the Wonder Twins with him. I love it.
Yeah, I like the fact that later on in the issue too, Aquaman just straight up tells, I think it was Superman, he's like, we're not going to be your Justice League blue. That's not what we're here for. So get that thought right out of your head. It was really cool seeing Arthur. I don't know. I don't know. He's I don't want to say he's a joke character, but come on, let's be honest, right? Nobody really takes Aquaman seriously. And it's kind of cool to see him be as powered up as he is in this. So much to the point where he takes one on the chin from Superman and then looks back at him and kind of shrugs it off like bring it on, boy blue. Like that was pretty awesome. I kind of like seeing this evolution of Aquaman. And is it a little bit cheesy and is it fun in the way a comic book should be fun? Yes, absolutely. That if you're looking for a book like that, I feel like Aquaman is like really one of the best choices that you can have for like, just like a really fun, adventurous book. Like that's everything that I'm getting from this. And I think that's kind of what Jeremy Adams does the best too.
Yeah. And I just want to say, dude, I think he is a phenomenal writer. And I think it's a testament to the roster DC has right now that like a writer his caliber who could be, I think, handling top of the line books for either of the big two is, you know, kind of like doing these Green Lantern, Aquaman, these, you know, I'm not saying like B tier characters by any means, but like on the fringes of the A tier. You know what I mean? Like, because I think he could go over to Marvel and do whatever he wanted if he wanted to. But I just, I hope he gets a bigger payoff down the road for kind of biding his time, because I did love that Flash run he was on that he got taken off of for Psy, and I did think he got dealt a bad hand there. So.
Well, and the one thing, and I'm saying this only because I don't have a lot of experience with Jeremy Adams as a writer, but from what I've seen and what I've read myself, he does a lot of traditional, fun adventure comic books, and that's great. I don't know if I've seen him do something really weighty or really heartfelt or really, I don't know, impactful. And that's something that kind of excites me. I want to see him be able to play in that kind of sandbox where it's not just you really enjoying it and having a smirk on your face. I want to see him, you know, I want to see him really, really hit you over the head with something.
Yeah. But what did you think about our revelation at the end here? Like seeing the younger Mira.
So, yeah. I don't know what that means then.
Yeah.
Is there, it seems like this is like, you know, knowing what we know about the nature of comics and reading them as much as we do, this is definitely the mechanism to say all the big bold changes we make can be reverted back, right? This is the tool that'll get the toys back in the toy box. But this could mean a lot of fun things that they do down the line. Does this mean that his daughter that he's going to be paired up with and probably really developing a good relationship with, does that mean that she's not truly his daughter? Does that mean that, you know, there's going to be some heartbreak coming down the road? Does it mean that anyone is truly who they are? Like there's a lot of question marks that are going to be coming. And I think knowing that he went through the Omega portal at first to find them, like maybe it was the absolute universe. Who knows? Because we haven't even seen an absolute version of Aquaman yet. And I think they made an announcement for a creative team, maybe, or maybe just the announcement of the book. So something is going to be coming down the pipeline soon. And maybe we've already seen little bits and pieces of it. So who knows? Could be stuff.
Oh yeah. Rooster can't believe. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out your boy E.
It's a really fun book, man. It is way more fun than I ever anticipated it could be.
Oh yeah. I would definitely check out an Absolute Aquaman. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Moving on, our next book of the evening, Daniel Warren Johnson's Goodbye on Transformers, issue number 24, art by Jorge Corona, doing an incredible job. Really, the entire team does a great job here. You know, saying goodbye, as it were. These two guys have really lit the torch and carried it forward in an incredible way for this IP and this franchise, and reinvigorated people's love for it. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. They're putting up crazy numbers and compendiums, and you know, I think the sky's the limit for the Energon universe. So it's been such an exciting thing to see. It's been one of my favorite events and favorite runs and favorite books to interact with and talk about and be a part of, like within, you know, with comics the past 2 years. It's been so, like, Transformers 1 was so fucking exciting, man, and meeting him for the first time in Heroes in 2024, and just, you know, it's been such a magnificent run. And, you know, they really brought it home in a great way. I think you said it really well last week, talking about, he can't get that sense of finality that he really thrives and pivots on and really kind of sticks his flag in the sand on when it comes to storytelling. But like, regardless, I thought they did a great job here. Of like setting, not only like bringing things to some type of resolution for the characters and the arcs we've gotten, but also like setting this up moving forward. So yeah, man, just your thoughts on Transformers 1 through 24, and here we are now at the end for Daniel.
I think I'm so scared to say anything to reveal more so my level of idiocy that comes with my knowledge of Transformers. I'm really scared to talk about this book. But I will say that the more I think about it and the more I sit with the ending, the better I feel about what D-Dubs was able to do. I feel like there was a lot of plot points that he set up that he was able to deliver on. He was able to deliver way more hearts than I ever thought you could get out of a Transformers book. And even for a person without the knowledge of having all of the lore and all the intricacies of all these different things, I feel like he gave me enough that I was along for the ride, right? And there was a couple times throughout his run where the books made my favorite comic of that particular week. I didn't need that back history. I didn't need it to really to really get out of the experience what he was trying to deliver. And I think that that's the sign of a really great storyteller, which Daniel Warren Johnson has proven himself to be time and time again. So I don't know. I had a really good time with this. I did have some questions, though. The biggest question I had with this was the moments, spoilers, because obviously with this being not only just a single issue, but the finale of the D-Dub's time here, the moment where Starscream decides that he is going to, whatever the opposite of turn heel is, right? He gets good when he decides to kind of take control of himself once again. I couldn't for the life of me understand the impetus behind what made that happen.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, because I think I can answer this one for you. I have it in here.
Okay.
He's got the gun, right? And Megatron's telling him, pull the trigger. What are you doing? And he looks up in the sky, and this is a tie back to issue 13, when we got his reveal. He looks up in the sky, and I couldn't tell if this was real or like his vision, but I think it was real. But he sees one of these giant, majestic transformer type creatures. I don't even remember what the fuck the name of it is. Sorry, Flash. Sorry, guys.
I'm not alone.
He sees this, right? This is Corona's page. Okay. Mm-hmm. He sees this in the sky. This is the page we got in issue 13, right? And I don't know if you remember, him and his brothers used to go and blow that shit up in the armory just to try to get this thing's attention when it was passing by, and to be seen by it. And so I it was a reference. I think, it took him right back to that moment, and he remembered who he was. That's why he said his original name, not his Decepticon name or whatever it was.
Yes. And so to clarify, I got the connection. I knew that it was a callback to that, but the part that I was missing is the level of importance for the thing that was in the sky, right? Like, what is that, right? Like, what does that mean? Which I think if I went back and read issue 13, I would probably... Yeah, exactly. But the part that really took me, threw me for a loop was what made that reveal itself or transform. Like, was it serendipity? Was it coincidence, or did something make that event happen to then trigger Starscream to rebel? Like,
man, sometimes you just got to let the magic happen. You're trying to find out where Batman buys his razors, baby. Sometimes you just gotta let it happen. You know what I mean? Like, oh no.
The fact that you don't think that they're Wayne Tech razors, I think maybe that's more concerning than anything. Like, you think he isn't dabbling in a little bit of everything? Come on, man. I could see him with a batarang just kind of cleaning up the edges,
No, he's too pretty for that, I feel like.
He's got Alfred to do it for him.
No. I bet he has I bet he goes old school with the warm phone.
You think
I
so?
bet he goes to like the old school blade.
I think
I bet
Alfred
he's got Thomas Wayne's razor.
Nah, Alfred does it while he sleeps. Batman doesn't have time to shave.
Fuck? That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Dude, who gets shaved in their sleep? Like what? What if you have a
who
violent
dresses
nightmare
up like a
and you
bat?
turn real quick and you get your fucking? Okay, fair question. But at the same time,
also, I believe it's canonical that he doesn't actually fall into a true sleep cycle. Isn't that the case?
well, if he does, dude, he has horrific. His PTSD has got to be off the charts. I know he's tossing and turning, screaming, "Rachel!" all night. You know what I mean?
You might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Anyway,
we got way off a track here. Yeah. Anyway, we don't know what the hell made
Samsonite. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it was just like the majesty of it. I couldn't even tell if it was real or a vision. That was my thing, because it's like we go from Optimus here in the top panel, right, to him seeing that.
You know, a wise man once told me, just let the magic happen. Why do you got to question it?
Exactly. I don't know. So you got me on interest.
I'm just saying, man. I whatever. I'm
Bro,
the molder.
It was. I got tears in my eyes reading that DWJ's goodbye letter in the letters column, or his little goodbye note. It was beautiful. So
I didn't read that. I'm gonna have to circle back.
Oh, it was incredible, man. That part got me more than the story didn't really get me like that, like The Moon Was Following Us did. But that, yeah, that letters column was incredible. That guy's just one of the best, dude. We're so lucky to have him. Yeah, those hardcovers look amazing. So many reprints. It's been such a smashing success for them. Really, something got to go, bro. Come on,
Simpleton. No, come on. Yeah, I don't even want to hear excuses from you after that. Are you?
That's a no-brainer too for right there, man. Yes,
Shredhead was sick. Yeah, I hope Kirkman takes that character and really, whatever. Don't make him the center stage, but like keep him there. Keep him a player.
And he seems so legit. Like he seems, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like forced or like it just seems like such a badass Transformer.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. What up, Mert? Good to see you, bro. Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you catching the replay. Yeah, man. Gonna miss him on Transformers as well. Absolutely. Excited to see what Mora does, but I'm gonna miss him in Corona. It's been incredible.
Yeah. It'll be a good time.
Batman is all manscaped. Sponsor us, you cowards. That's right. Good call.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. Come on.
Exactly. Come on, man. Razors for Batman? That's a no-brainer. Yeah, man. Anything else you wanted to say on our horrible lack of Transformers universe or in the Energon universe or anything?
Again, like to put a bow on it, like am I an expert? No. Was I fully transfixed and entertained by the entirety of Daniel Warren Johnson's run? Yes, I was.
Are you not going to say transformed right there? Like it was right. I thought you said transfixed. You just took a hard right. I was like, man, that was.
It was transformative there. Fine. I'll be cheesy. I'll be a hack. All right. Gosh. Just like you can hack away all that unwanted hair by Manscaped.
Wow. They haven't cut us anything yet. All right.
I already got the email. They said they weren't so sure about you, but they're willing to sponsor a 9-panel grid. Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, one-man show it is, folks. Last book of the night. Chat, help me out here. Gonna be a good time. Oh, you wanted to bring yourself back in, the audacity.
Well, I had to talk with my therapist, sponsored by Better Health, by the way. So, and they said that I really need to look inside and forgive you for not accepting my own personal sponsorship.
Well played. All right. Last book of the night. We saved the best for last. We did save the best for last this time around, guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolute Batman. Number 12. Abomination. Again, we've been talking about these title pages. How great is this one? Right? The brokenness of it. When we figure out what this moment symbolizes in the book, just freaking incredible. Dude, This one blew me away. Like, I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. Dragotta comes back with a fury. We forgive all previous trespasses of him taking breaks when we didn't want him to, but this was jaw dropping, and I think we knew this was coming. This maybe came sooner than some people I think would have liked. I think we saw some element of what happened in this comic coming, but the way that they delivered this. And we'll get into it, not only artistically, but like on a storytelling a level was just from Snyder, I thought was just incredible. So, yeah, dude, just general thoughts before we get into the nitty gritty here.
I think that Dragotta being back on this book, like he makes this book rock hard.
All right.
Sponsored by Blue Chew.
Wow, we just sold out so quick, man.
Yeah.
We get a little bite on the line, and we're out here freaking.
You got to have a soul to be able to
right.
sell it first. So I'm all good, man. I'm here for the money.
All right.
No, but for real though, wow. I had issues with the previous issue where Clayman was on artwork. I think that the storytelling was perfectly fine, and I didn't have any problems with the bait and switch that we get in it. But I gotta say, the artwork and what we are delivered with this absolute universe and this absolute version of Batman, I feel you need to have that manga influence. It can't be the same thing that I was talking about with Racer X, right? I don't want that grit. I want something different. I want something that is going to. It doesn't have to be Dragotta. Like I think maybe I was the outlier, but I really liked Martín when he was on the book too, doing the Mr. Freeze arc as well. But I feel like you need something different for this book. So when Dragotta comes back off of the heels of Clayman, it just made me appreciate his approach so much more. And I've been a fan of his work, but it's like, you need something to go away to really long for it and to really understand, how much it means to a book. So when he comes back and the nature of what happens in this book and how he delivers that, wow, does it hit hard. It hits way harder than I think anyone could have delivered this book along with Scott Snyder. I think that this duo needed to be on this issue to really push the narrative and to set the stage for our rogues gallery that is going to be coming after Batman.
Yes, indeed. Well, without further ado, folks, let's get into it. I love, we get our little kind of like epilogue to Bruce and Croc here, because I don't know if you guys remember, but our previous issue was basically all about Bane and our previous two issues, really, we had our Bane backstory, and then we had our kind of like fever dream issue. So it's been a minute till we found out what happened after Bruce and Wayland escaped here, and Wayland basically asked his best friend to kill him and to take his life and end his suffering. And Bruce can't do that. Again, I love the design on this, like how his jaw. None of this makes any kind of like biological sense in any way, shape, or form. Like every time his mouth opens like that, I'm like, wait, what? Like, how does that thing not just flap around the whole time? But it's just so badass, dude. Like teeth like zippers. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
And like when that mouth opens, and it's just crazy. But I love that he can like still talk somewhat, right? Yeah, I thought, and great lettering here by Cowles. I love his lettering choices with Croc.
Good
but
call.
Yeah, man, what did you think about the sequence?
Dude, it's a little bit heart-wrenching right out of the gates because you don't know what you're getting with the rest of this issue, but it was nice to kind of put a bow on what we get with them escaping Arkham with the team up, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Croc and Batman just punching the hell out of everyone. Like, no, right. That's not what you get. Like Wayland is brought down low clearly, because how could you not be when you've been turned into this crocodile human thing? but I think that it also plays off of the little side stories that we've been getting in the previous issues too, where it's been talking about Bruce training him for the boxing match. That he's never going to win, right? He's never going to like actually, fight. He's never going to be able to survive this fight. But Bruce is there by his side. He has Selena even telling him like he's probably not going to make. So I don't know. It was really cool knowing what we know about the past of this character, particularly these two, and then seeing Bruce have to make the choice as to whether or not he will honor what Croc wants him to do. Really, a really well-earned moment, given even the short history that we've had with just a year's worth of Absolute Batman. So, like, great work by Scott Snyder.
Yeah. So that gives us our resolution as to what happened with those two, and after that we get Bruce kind of like he's barely able to get back to the spot, and next thing he wakes up with Alfred next to him, right? And he's been asleep for something like I think 20 days, like close to 3 weeks at that point, and
long enough for Alfred to shave him for sure.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Full circle.
Absolutely ridiculous. I just love this line from Alfred, though. You need to hear this. What you did, things have changed now. You're in it. You understand? And he doesn't understand yet because he hasn't been to the hospital, but he's about to.
None of us understood it.
and Bruce is like, yeah, I get it. Get out of my way. He puts on his sunglasses. He goes and sees his mom, and she, slaps him across the face. But obviously she's glad to see her son. But then he finds out that something has happened to his friends, and he goes and visits Dr. Leslie Tompkins at the hospital, and he comes across Ozzy first, right? And we see that like Bane, the fever dream that we got last issue, it wasn't him showing up to Batman, it was his friends, and that's how he was truly going to break him. And dude, just the violence here, the whacks that Ozzy was making, the whack like as he's getting just every bone in his body broken. I can't remember what Tompkins said, but it's like
it was surgical precision, right?
And Ozzy, it's just
that is such a gnarly picture, dude.
And this was the first one. This really set the tone because this is the first friend you run into, and you're like, oh fuck. And it's not even like some cool like, oh yeah, he made him the fucking Penguin now. It's like, oh, he's fucking like. And what I loved about this with all three of these friends is the way when Bane is physically like just breaking them down, he's also psychologically breaking them down. Oh yeah, you're the one with no muscle mass who always wanted to be bigger than he was, and so he's like fucking taking the time and breaking every single bone in his body. It's just, and then like what he does with Harvey, the protector, right? And then with Eddie and his brain and challenging him. It's just horrific, like the way he's able to address them, like in a brutal, violent type of physical nature, but also like with that psychosis, because that's going to echo. Like you can already see, obviously Ozzy's not talking, but Harvey and Eddie are, and you can already see that those gears turning in them. Based off of what Bane said to them when he did these horrific things. But dude, this one was just like, this was when I knew it was on, man. I was like, fuck, here we go.
Oh yeah, it's grotesque. It is gnarly. It was like when you had that page turn and you're seeing that for the first time. It's one of those like, whatever. I don't want to oversell it, but it was kind of like a jaw-dropping moment, and you don't get those in comics all that much. This was that. You knew things were not going to turn out well. You knew that Bane, being as strategic as he is, was going to make good on his promise. But man, to see it done in this way is like, there's just so many levels of darkness that are laid into all of this. Like anyone that's had issues with Absolute Batman and maybe the mission statement that the book had at the very onset, and maybe thinking like it's not as either dark or not as like serious as it should be, like just pick up this issue, right? Get to this issue. I feel like if you're not sold by this, then this book is not for you. But I would warrant a guess that this would make people fans of this book if they were maybe on the fence previously.
Yeah. Real quick, we got some chatter in the comments before I keep going with the book, but Bob says I'm smitten with Dragotta. He's so good. Yeah, man, this issue did the same for me. Dude, I finished this one and got on Instagram and posted the cover and told everybody to go check it out. Like, I love books like this, man. That's what I do it for.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can't wait for that.
That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, what is that one about again, E? We were talking about that the other day.
It's like a boxer who sells his soul, right? It's kind of like the selling your soul to gain a skill, archetypal kind of story. But with boxing as the premise, and David Brothers and Dragotta doing it, so it's gonna be cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, super gnarly at first sight. Yeah, absolutely. We just came around the curtain like he did in the hospital. It was fantastic. Anyway, so moving on. Move on to Harvey, right? And this one was like particularly brutal, I thought, because Harvey tries to defend his friends with the liquor bottle, and Bane just takes, like, this was like one of my little things. First of all, I love the way that Dragotta does the violence with these and I think it's Frank Martin on the colors, with these red backgrounds, and like the way the art looks, and like the way the violence and the speed that he's able to pull off.
The hand slap, yikes!
Like, you feel it, right? It's visceral, and not only that, but like this was my favorite part of like those breakdowns when he's talking about to Harvey about how you play the lawman and the gambler, like you play both sides or whatever here for with plastic coins or whatever, but the time is for pretending is over, and then like pouring all the liquor on the ground and lighting it, and keeping his pushing his skull into the ground with his foot as he does so. It's just like, fucking
dude, and that panel metal, bro, looking like a fiery ember.
Yes. Oh my lord, bro. It was incredible. I was just blown away by this one. Harvey honestly was more put together than I thought he would be. I was surprised he was able even to form coherent sentences based off how he left Ozzy, and what Bane did to him. But man, it was just, and then it's like you already see, only half of me hates you, or I only hate you half the time. He's got that line to Bruce as Bruce is leaving the room, so like you can already see the seeds of
that duality,
discontent and duality kind of building right there. And then last but not least, dude, Eddie hasn't been to the fucking hospital yet. What? He gets back home and Eddie has fucking had his basically his eyes poked out and his skull peeled back from Bane, and instead of going to the hospital has made himself his own pair of eyes and wired his brain into the mainframe of this computer. He viewed what Bane did to him as a challenge. And I love that scene when Bruce seizes up from the venom and Eddie's like, "Oh, I see he's challenged you too, Bruce," or something like that. Like, it was
and that's the other thing too that we get from this issue. So we have the gruesome acts that have happened to his friend group, but on top of that, like, Alfred is also having that discussion with Bruce earlier in the issue, like, no, dude, you're changed too. You are not the same person that you were. And we know that based on the venom that's coursing through his veins. He's still, bald as the day he was born. He is still very different now than the Batman and Bruce that we even got from issue number 1. There's been a lot of stuff, a lot of things that have happened with our boy.
Yeah. But this one was like, this was the worst. And I love like Bruce's face there at the bottom panel, as he's realized, like, man, everything, like, there's nobody got away safe. He thought Eddie might have been one who got away, but no, all of his friends got horribly violently disformed and disfigured, and there we go. Now we have a rogues gallery, and you can see like the freakish injuries of these folks and how they're gonna play into the psychology of the villains that they typically represent. But man, this was done in such a unique and surprising and shocking way for something that I had some idea was coming in some way, shape, or form. It still caught me off guard, and it was just the best surprise, man.
Yeah, couldn't have put it any better. Like this was just the issue. It took big swings, way bigger than I ever thought that they were going to be able to do and deliver on. But that's what I get for I don't know, for not thinking that a person like Scott Snyder could pull it off, because proved me wrong. Scott, you did it. This was fantastic. Not only that, but we haven't even gotten to the end of this issue yet, man.
I know, dude.
Play out.
Again, what I love about Dragotta's artwork, we always get one of these pin-up like pages like that are just like little to no dialogue, just incredible art. And I know he's going for the gusto because he's getting that Felix money, and I ain't mad at him. That man has like no art for sale on the site. Everything sells out immediately. He's sold whole issues out, so it's really incredible. I love this duality in the market now for artists, where you can get on these incredibly hot books and make incredible comics, and also be able to really save something for yourself, and get some decent return financially on your artwork.
I was gonna say, not just live, but thrive off of being creative. That's pretty awesome. Absolutely. You know what else is pretty awesome though? Our Jesse Ventura-esque freaking Alfred here. Like, tell me you couldn't see him with that freaking, whatever, like railgun, whatever the heck you call that sucker, saying like, I ain't got time to bleed, just mowing down people. Oh my God. I saw that. I was like, I want an Alfred book. I just want an Alfred book.
Yeah. I don't know what they thought they were going to do with Bane, though. You know what I mean?
Not much.
Oh no,
talk him down.
But last but not least, we realize it's not Bane breaking into the compound. It is Absolute Catwoman. It's Selena, Bruce's old flame in the Absolute universe. They used to do jobs together, and I think we saw in this issue a flashback of them getting an apartment together, something like that. So
we did, yeah. They were an item, and yeah, DC knows what they're doing with this little last page reveal. If y'all haven't checked out the plethora of covers for the next issue of Absolute Batman, let me tell you, it's Nightwing's butt and Absolute Catwoman is all the rage at DC. But prepare thyself. There are a ton. I guess
we're gonna get our introduction next issue.
Maybe we've gotten a lot of inklings. We've gotten a lot of time that we've spent in the past, but we haven't really gotten too much present day Selena. So bring it. I think we're ready. After this issue, we're ready for anything,
dude. So here's what I would start doing if I was them with this Dragotta art. Instead of like trying to do whole issues, if you are going to do these like tales from the past, flashbacks and stuff like that, just have that be your different artist, and then have Dragotta do the other stuff. But
let me do you one better. Actually, I have an idea. Arc M is doing a lot of really forward-thinking things, right? They have a lot of projects in the pipeline here. Let's talk about cloning. Can we maybe have an army of Dragottas out there drawing Absolute Batman? Can we commission Arc M to maybe make that a possibility?
No, I don't think so.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean,
such a Debbie Downer.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think around, think of clever ways around it. But I mean,
I actually do really like your idea, though. That makes a lot of sense.
I just don't know how much they're going to keep relying on flashbacks moving forward.
Well, that's true, yeah. Because like, what else are you going to have to say in the past? Like,
it seems like there's a little bit to tie up with that Croc story. Like, did you? I think it's in this issue where it's that flashback to like Bruce and Selena dropping off that bag of money on the golf course.
Yeah.
So that's still trying to tie up that Croc boxing story, right? About the opponent he can't beat.
I think it does. I mean, because he can't beat him. They're trying to get him out of the fight. I mean, the only thing I guess that we're missing is probably the fact that, what happens with the fight. Does he make it out? Does he take a fall? What happens?
That's got to be I think what actually happens in the fight and all that stuff has got to be the crux of like some future arc or some center point moment between Croc and Bruce down the line, I would think,
That's when we find out that Bruce helped Waylon prevail at that time. They mend their fences, and then Croc becomes the first Robin. But probably not. That's ridiculous.
That's when we find out Croc was battling Jack Murdoch.
Don't give me hope.
That would be fucking incredible, yo.
Yes.
absolute Batman and Daredevil can cross over.
Heck yeah.
All right, man. Well, transitioning out of Batman into our boy Dick Grayson Nightwing. Talk to me about Comics of Futures Past today, bro.
All right, Comics of Futures Past, released on September 10th, 1997, going way back to 97. Nightwing number 14. Looks like I didn't update that number. Nightwing number 14 drops here, and it's a team-up issue between Nightwing and Batman. Batman actually coming over to Bloodhaven as opposed to Nightwing hitting up his old stomping ground of Gotham. And you think that things are going to be hunky-dory with the mentor and mentee teaming up again? Not so much, my friends, not in this issue. What we really see is that Dick Grayson has really tried to establish himself in Bloodhaven. He's tried to establish himself as his own superhero, as someone that is outside the shadow of the Bats. And Batman, unknowingly, really kind of, I don't know, it isn't in tune with what Dick Grayson needs in his personal and superheroic life. So right now they're captured, they're tied up. They are, they need to find some kind of way out of the predicament that they're in. And Nightwing is working his magic, and he's doing it through his words. Batman, being Batman, already has his plan, though. Basically gets them out, gets them into safety, but in doing so also harms this individual, Timothy Lunchmeat Deaver. Nightwing ain't too happy about that, because he hasn't letting him kind of come into his own in his own city that he is the protector of. He's kind of established himself as that. And he can definitely see that Bruce doesn't see him as someone who is capable of kind of getting them out of those predicaments as it is. It's a really cool storyline that, kind of shows the growth that Dick Grayson is going through in both identities. Not only that, but we showcased a lot of really well-known issues on Comics of Futures Past. We've covered things from Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen, really fantastic stuff, Transmetropolitan. But the Chuck Dixon, Scott McDaniel run on Nightwing, I feel like not a lot of people talk about. But if you're hip to it, if you were there at the time reading it, this is a fantastic run that really, I feel like, established Dick Grayson as the character of Nightwing in a arguably maybe the best way that we've been able to see in the modern age. I would maybe go even a step above the Tom Taylor run, which I know a lot of people really, really love. If you love Tom Taylor, but you haven't dove into the past here, let me go ahead and tell you right here on Comics of Futures Past here, the Chuck Dixon run of Nightwing is really superb. And I love Scott McDaniel's artwork. He was doing work on Daredevil in the past year with D.G. Chichester. Around issue 300, he had his time on the book there. He transitions over to DC. Really unique, really awesome style, thick inky blacks. It's a really good look for Batman and Nightwing. So if you haven't checked this out, do yourself a favor. The earliest run of Nightwing, volume 2. Check out the whole thing, but issue number 4 is this week's Comics of Futures Past.
Oh yeah, bro. Nice. Love Dick Grayson. Yeah. That is, I have a bunch of his Robin comics from the
he's done a lot of good work on the whole Bat family, basically.
Oh yeah. Let me get to a couple comments real quick before we get into our covers of the week. Will kids today talk about Absolute Batman the way we talk about Miller Daredevil? Maybe.
Oh, that's such a hard thing to answer. I mean, it makes you wonder, when people were reading, Born Again, did they understand the gravity of that book? When people were reading Watchmen, did they understand what they were reading and the level of?
I don't know in the sense of changing the game and the culture of comics, because I don't think that can necessarily be done again in the way that Miller did it. But I think in the sense of being something that's going to stand the test of time, I think as being a fantastic new take on a character. You know what I mean? That might reinvent it and really add to its legacy. I think it checks all those boxes.
Well, and it kind of speaks to the upward trajectory of Absolute Batman too, because I think I can confidently say it wasn't our favorite Absolute book, right? It wasn't the bottom, rung either, but it wasn't our favorite. And like it's just kind of building and building and getting more exciting. To where now I feel like it's getting closer to being in that same stratosphere as things like Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Martian Manhunter. Different, but the same level of excitement.
Yeah. Bob's gonna buy that Jenny Prison cover. You ain't the only one, bro. Somebody else is.
Yeah. Probably gonna get 2 copies.
Same. I need a Comics Futures Fest for everything I read too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll keep them coming.
All right, let's get into our covers, man. Talk to me, bro. What you got for us this week? Ooh, I like this one.
Okay, so the first cover here. So this one was an artist that I'm not familiar with. So this is the latest issue of Aquaman that we just covered. The cover artist on this is Don Aguilo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am, but I really like the painterly qualities of this. Kind of gives me like a Mike Del Mundo feel if it were a, Mike Del Mundo, his art style is unique. His composition, I feel like, is what makes him incredibly unique. And I feel like this art is got the art style, maybe not the same composition qualities, though. Still incredibly good. Like this one struck me in a big bad way right out of the gates, though.
Oh yeah. Got cover A.
We
were close to talking about this one, but we had good books as well.
Yeah. We had a lot. Like I said, like last week, there wasn't a standout issue. There was a lot of really good issues. Batman Dark Patterns was one of those really good issues. It's funny because one of my critiques of the interiors of this issue is that I don't like the way that they played with flames, particularly when they used them for framing devices of the layout of the page. But when you see it on the cover, dang, like this is the Hayden Sherman that I really, really love, man. Everything about this cover just totally works, and obviously it sets up the villainous aspect of our next arc, our final arc of the series.
Yeah, no Firefly. Did you see how they mentioned him in the early part of the issue too?
Yeah,
kind
of is, but I don't want to give too much away. We didn't talk about it, so we'll keep this spoiler free. Michael Cho on Captain America. I mean, I hate the fact that I had to steal a Doctor Doom cover partially from you and leave this out of the pool that you could pull from. But dude, this was a crazy good issue. In fact, Captain America has sneakily had some really good variant covers. I've really liked Chip Zdarsky's covers that he is doing for the book that he's writing. But this Michael Cho one, it's the color. The color really just makes this pop.
Yeah.
The blue and red coming off of the purple and pink of Doctor Doom in the background totally works.
Yeah, his color work is incredible.
Yeah. Your boy, come on. Mafood's doing covers. Cul-de-sac #2, which unfortunately
I wish I could get my hands on this damn book.
I'm right there with you. I was able to get my hands on issue #1. I could not find an issue #2. So I'm gonna have to, by hook or by crook, I'm gonna get it. But if I do get it, I really want this Jim Mafood cover. Need I say more? It's Jim Mafood doing Jim Mafood things. If you know his style, you love his style. If you don't, then clearly you don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting some Mignola vibes too from those two characters there in that first little panel on the.
Oh yeah. To say that Mafood was inspired by Mignola, like I don't think that's a far stretch.
No, for definitely not. I just love his that's what I love about him, man. You see so many different artists in his style, and it's like also completely unique in his own thing. He's just such a great talent. I'm glad to see him get more and more cover work these days. Like it's dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. All right. For me, your boy had to go with Maria Wolf, Ultimate Wolverine #9 cover.
I was so close to getting this one, man.
It's sick, man. I love this one.
Yeah, Maria's awesome.
Yeah, I thought like we would have better variants for this series. So this is, but it hasn't been as strong as I wanted. But I love this one. I had to shut this one out.
Just a brief side here. You don't got to go too much into detail, but did you read Ultimate Wolverine? And if so, like, what did you think of this issue?
I have not read this issue.
Okay.
I'm honestly like a couple issues behind on Ultimate Wolverine. I've been catching up like 2-3 issues at a time with it because I don't know, man. It's um, I'm in and out with it. How are you feeling?
Well, I think that the way you're experiencing it might be the way to dive into this book. I feel like you have to take it in a couple issue chunks. I really, really enjoyed this issue though. I think that once you get to this one, especially when you pair it with the previous issue, I feel like those two together are going to work out really, really well. So when you get
Yeah,
around to it, just hit me up and let me know.
I will do. We still got Capuccio on art.
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah, nice. That's one thing I love about Capuccio, man. They're consistent. Like they turn out some pages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Moving on real quick. Dude, from one Wolverine to the other, Joe Madeira doing Logan from Weapon X Logan from Age of Apocalypse had to throw this one in, man. One of my favorite Wolverine incarnations. It was cool to see him get a couple minutes in the Deadpool movie. But yeah, seeing Joe Mads do, come on, no brainer.
Especially on the Alpha issue when he was like so prominent on the Age of Apocalypse Alpha cover for the very first onset of it. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh yeah. I still have and I have like that whole that little mini series too, man. Love that Weapon X one.
Yeah.
Jerome Pena doing a baller ass Captain America cover, dude. I love this one. Yeah, motorcycle coming out of the flames, giant Hydra ship, got everything you wanted. Cap had this one had some great covers, man. Chip Zdarsky had a good little variant on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had your Michael Cho, so yeah.
I thought you were gonna pick that Zdarsky variant for sure.
I was, man. I was really close to it. I love that one. The Doom on it, and then the color design.
Yep.
Uncle Frank doing Punisher. We talked about this one a couple weeks ago. The
red band, yeah.
But yeah, I just love this one. With the skull and all the dudes laid out. What was it, Street Fighters or Double Dragon vibe or something like that?
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Chris Stevens. I just wanted to bring up Chris Stevens' name. This guy is such a phenomenal talent. If you guys out there haven't heard of Chris Stevens, go check him out on Instagram. He was at Heroes, and I'm so mad I didn't go spend any time with him or check out his wares. He's such an incredible artist. He did this variant for Gotham by Gaslight. But yeah, this guy's a incredible talent, man. Such vibrant line work, such great textures, and yeah, his colors and stuff like that, just incredible. So can't recommend him enough. But I saw this one, wanted to get a highlight on him real quick.
Yeah, good ball.
Dude, speaking of cul-de-sac, our boy Jonathan Wayshak, I think this is for like Hello Darkness.
This was wild.
So sick. Yeah, I loved it. It was just bizarre and super, super awesome. So I definitely wanted to highlight that, dude. Hello Darkness is another one that had some banging pieces of art. And then speaking of Michael Cho, bro, look at the colors on the Space Ghost. It's so perfect.
2 in 1 week. 2 in 1 week, man.
So perfect, man. Had to highlight this one. Just gorgeous. And he's been killing it all over the place with the Space Ghost covers. Doom. We had to do some Simone Bianchi Doom. One World Under Doom variant. I love Simone's Doom. I think he's one of the best artists doing it. And then before we close it out, I just wanted to highlight this one because the homies were talking about in the chat. It's fantastic. Alex Ekman Lawn's Superman Kryptonite Spectrum variant. I love this one. You see what I was saying about him being like a collage artist? Like totally. I love the way he put that together though. So yeah, he did he's done some other dope covers. He did issue of Swan Songs with W. Maxwell Prince, if you guys want to check that out. But super dope artist. So definitely recommend y'all checking him out.
I like that it demands your attention too, because just at a glance, you would think that that's just a normal run-of-the-mill kind of Superman cover. Very well done, right? But then you notice the scale of the plane flying in front of him, and it makes you kind of go, well, hold on, wait a minute. Let me back up here and figure out what's going on.
Hell yeah, absolutely. And then last but not least, man, Dan the Man, our boy is on cover A's for Conan, killing it. So no, I didn't see any variants out there, but just a boss ass cover A from Dan the Man. So shout out to him. Glad to see him getting steady cover A work as he so rightfully deserves.
Yeah. Conan, what is best in life? Dan Panosian. That's what.
Hell yeah. Dude, I thought that fucking Punisher book that came out this past week was the fucking Dan Panosian book. That's the one I was talking about. I was like, man, these idiots thought I was talking about a Ben Percy book. I was like, God damn. No offense to Ben Percy, but I was just like, oh, I feel Ben's fine, but I feel like he's just always okay. Like he never delivers any tales that like blow me away. I don't know.
I think he had a good voice for Frank Castle, though. Like my expectations were like kind of mid for Punisher Red Band, just because I feel like we had a really bad taste in our mouth from some previous Red Band books that will go unnamed right now. But this one, it was a pleasant surprise. You know, sometimes those expectations they allow a book to hit harder or weaker than they could. This one was a positive move. So, but another layer of complexity with the Punisher books is that Jimmy Palmiotti is writing the Punisher book with Dan Panosian, but Jimmy Palmiotti is also doing a Punisher Daredevil book that is completely separate, that's coming out maybe a month later after the first Punisher kicks off. So we have a lot of Punisher that's coming in our lives, and rest assured there is going to be some confusion about which Punisher is the right Punisher and which Punisher is the Jimmy Punisher, which one's the Percy Punisher. It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun, I promise.
Right. Sounds good. Oh yeah. But yeah, shout out to Dan the man. All right, bro. What are you reading this week, man? What are you looking forward to?
What am I reading and what am I looking forward to? I'll be honest, guys. This week on paper does not do a lot for me. There's a couple books that really stand out that get me excited. We all know that Batman and Robin Year One has been fantastic. We're getting really close to the end now, so that one definitely jumps out at me. I'm a big fan of Casey Jones as the character. So I really want to see what a writer like Alex Packnadel can do with that character, and if they can really intertwine that with TMNT, and maybe even build my hype up for the next creative team that comes on to TMNT. And let's see what they're able to do with that and play with those ideas in a fun way. Outside of that, let's see. I mean, The Ultimates by Dennis Camp is the least Dennis Campy book, but still more forward thinking than most Marvel books. So that one is always going to have my attention. I really want to see, as we're building up and we're getting to the kind of the fever pitch of the Maker's return, I want to see what they play with there. But those are the ones that really stand out for me out of the gates here. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I want to shout out Ultimate Black Panther, number 20.
I heard it's really good. I heard it's really, really good.
Fantastic finale. Fantastic finale. Caselli was great on art. Definitely want to shout that one out. Batman and Robin Year One, one of the best series of the year. Definitely checking that out. New Gods number 10. It's going to be epic. I really enjoyed Ghost Pupper number 3. I'm digging that book, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool little action issue, and yeah, it was fun though. I love the artwork in that. Batman the First Night, or the second night, I guess, this time around.
That's
returns.
Right.
Yeah, Purple Glove Batman has returned, guys. So, but yeah, I'm hyped for that one. Mike Perkins on artwork. Yeah, I enjoyed the first volume of that. The first time around. Seasons number 8. And then I just want to say, guys, Saturday is Batman Day. So make sure you're reading a Batman book on Saturday. You're celebrating the Dark Knight's Day. It's the third Saturday in every September. So yeah, make sure you're paying homage to our surrogate dad, Bruce Wayne / Batman. So
make sure you're showing up to your comic shop well shaven, though. I heard he doesn't like any scruff. That's the word on the street.
I mean, dude, no one gets shaved in their sleep. That's just nuts. That doesn't happen.
It's not that crazy.
It is crazy.
It's not that crazy.
First of all, it would wake you up. Second of all, if you're a person like Bruce Wayne Batman, you're tossing and turning, bro, or you're not sleeping very much. So it's just it's not practical. You didn't think this through.
I'm not the one getting shaved in my sleep. It's Bruce. He didn't think it through.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's going to sponsor us with this type of back and forth.
Yeah, you're probably not. We've already lost like 4 sponsors throughout the lifetime of the show as it is. So yeah, we got a bad track record.
With Bats and Castle, I don't know. Is he? That would be awesome.
Bob, let us know. Is that for
Yeah.
the Deadpool Batman comic? Because if so, I did not see that one when I went to the shop today, but I'm going to be kicking myself if I missed something like that. Another thing I found out today, I was kind of hyped, and I thought that the DC KO book came out today, the Ashcan special.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who were like me, who maybe thought that it came out today, it's not. It's coming out. So we have Batman this Saturday, and we have local comic book store day that's coming on the 27th, the Saturday after this one coming up here. So be on the lookout for those. Don't be a dumb like me here and think that it was going to be in your hands today.
Omega says it's a good shout out. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, guys, go to your local shops, support them. I'm sure they will have some type of Batman thing going on, hopefully. So yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Great excuse to go check out the shop.
I'm still trying
Bob says it's the DC's version.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be the next one that's coming out here.
Oh, yeah. Gotta check that one out. Good looking out, Bob. As always, appreciate all you guys coming through in the chat, man. Bob, Omega, Simpleton, James Phelps, Nick. We have Merck in here. Who else? Rooster. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us on another Wednesday.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, E?
No, just thank you for hanging with us, man. It's really a back and forth. We couldn't do this without you guys, so we appreciate the heck out of y'all.
Absolutely. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday. What are we doing next Tuesday on Notes for Editors, bro?
Notes from the editors. I don't know. It's a little bit up in the air. I want to talk to you about it because we have a couple different ideas that we could do. I could tell you that September 30th, though, it's going to be a really, really fun episode. I don't want to give too much away yet. If you're signed up to our Patreon, patreon.com/Ink and Insights, we will post a little preview when the time is right. But I could say that we're going to end the month in a really cool way. So be on the lookout for that. For next week, though, got a couple different possibilities. You'll have to find out on Tuesday, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. All right, guys, that'll be it for us this week. As always, man, go read some Batman this Saturday, and we will see y'all next Tuesday night. Station.